Good evening, mesdames et messieurs. It has come to my attention that there is word on the street that Stella Artois is about to launch a cider.
Cidre is Stella Artois' latest venture. It is the first foray out of the beer market by its parent company, the drinks conglomerate InBev. The rationale for this extension is due to a slowdown in the UK lager sales and increasing competition. Diversifying the product range, whilst leveraging the marketing capabilities and brand recognition of the Stella label, could be a lucrative move, allowing the company to enter a market that accounts for 7.9% of the UK alcohols industry sales. Cider also appeals to a different demographic of consumers than beer. It is more popular amongst women, for example, allowing InBev to capture new consumers. Interestingly, despite a 5% decline in alcohol drinkers over the last 5 years, the number buying cider has leapt from 18 to 27%. Representing a cider market growth of approximately 5 to 10% a year. Currently, the market is dominated by a few household names, such as Bulmers and Magners. So why hasn't Stella Artois Cidre been successful? Stella Artois has a strong heritage in the beer industry, and entering the cider market could be a step too far. Previous attempts made by beer brands to enter a new alcoholic market have failed due to the high degree of segmentation, for example Guinness and Enigma. What is more concerning is Stella's brand image. In the past, it's been perceived as a wife-beater lager. This is perhaps the antithesis of the premium market, though the company has invested extensively in brand repositioning. Another brand image problem is that InBev has already made numerous attempts to establish Stella Artois as a platform product by releasing various vertical extensions into the beer market. These extension products have had varying levels of success, and one concern is that made too many spin-offs may quickly dilute the brand image. Changes we would make. Branding, as a high proportion of sales comes from pubs, and the association of Stella with lager. A clear name is vital to help distinguish between ordering a Stella and receiving a lager, and ordering a Stella and receiving a Cidre. As well as leading to confusion, the strong association with the beer may be off-putting to consumers looking for a premium quality cider. This conflict in the peripheral elements of the brand and concerns about disturbing Stella Artois' beer heritage means that sub-branding the product is the optimal solution. The name Cidre Artois was selected as it maintained the French-Belgian aesthetic of the product and distanced the product from the wife-beater lager associations of Stella, while still keeping Famille Artois branding and the central principles of taste and refreshment that come with it. Pricing and positioning. An obvious mistake is that the firm has adopted a penetration pricing strategy which, coupled with a potential image problem, could undermine its premium status. Customers attracted by low prices are unlikely to be ones who self-identify with the chic continental image of the Stella Artois discerning sophisticate, and are unlikely to stick with the product as it progressively gets more expensive. A stability pricing strategy would be appropriate here, as there is a history of price wars in the market by competitors. As Stella Artois is already an established brand, it does not need an aggressive pricing strategy. Pitching Cidre as a premium product was not a mistake by InBev, as the cheaper end of the market is already highly saturated. Plus, the aesthetics of the brand and distributing the product in bottles as opposed to casks or kegs is consistent within the market space. However, they did not segment the market further, so failed to tailor their marketing efforts towards the young adults who also, as it happens, to be socially responsible drinkers. Advertising strategy. Despite the high production quality of their advertising campaigns, it made several fundamental mistakes. Firstly, they did not diversify their marketing efforts. Stella Artois historically is littered with failed products, all of which have utilised identical advertising. Was this just a coincidence? Failing to diversify also meant its adverts did not address the expanding female market, which is one key difference between the beer and cider industries. Finally, they did not utilise all advertising channels open to them, instead focusing their efforts on TV and cinema adverts. Our campaign would utilise a much wider range of channels. Firstly, pioneering advertising would be required to overcome the barrier presented by consumers' loyalty to British cider. Presenting Belgian cider, particularly Belgian cider made by a beer company, as being higher quality than British cider is somewhat counterintuitive, but could be achieved via our Meet the Farmer campaign. This campaign would offer contestants the opportunity to win a trip to Belgium and visit an orchard. This would introduce consumers to our expertise in making cider and demonstrate commitment to producing high-quality products. This would highlight the competence of our production methods and, more importantly, show that, at its core, Stella Artois is passionate about transparency of its methods and taking time to ensure good results. One potential publicity method would be to build upon the aesthetics with cider as a summer drink to create a sustainable and lasting customer-brand relationship. We would do this by setting up temporary buildings throughout the UK, inside of which we would replicate an idyllic summer setting, where the public could rest and enjoy a free Cidre Artois. This would hopefully build an association of the brand with being able to take some time off and relax and enjoy yourself. Finally, we would make much greater use of social media such as Twitter and YouTube. Currently, Stella Artois neglects this advertising channel, which it cannot afford to do given its target market of sociable young adults. We would want initially to gain interest in our social media channels through competitions. However, our main aim is to build commitment to the brand's social media sites. This would be done in two methods. Firstly, by encouraging people to share their opinions and experiences of Cidre Artois, by using competitions and creating communication networks. Secondly, we would fund and release independent short films, building on the association of Stella Artois with classic French cinema.
And not her. C'est Cidre, not cider, from Stella Artois. Bonsoir.